Hello, we are still working on section 7.4. We're going to do example 1 and example 2a. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So example 1 says determine which quadrant each of the following angles is located in. So remember, if I set up my little coordinate plane here, you can flip back to your slide to check it out. But we have our 4 quadrants. You can write out the whole word quadrant if you want, or you can call them like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So this would be, let's use an actual pen and not a highlighter. Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3, and this is Q4. When you type it into your calculator or into the computer, it'll look like that. I like to put my little lines on top, but it's totally up to you. So we need to determine what quadrant each of the following angles is located in. Well, remember, we just put all those angle measures on our quadrants. And for this one, if I'm trying to figure out which quadrant I'm in, I'm really only concerned about like what's on each of the ends of my quadrant. So here, remember, we start with 0. Then when I go up to my y-axis, we'd be at 90, then 180, 270, and then this is also 360. So this would be if I traveled in my positive direction around my circle. The green numbers would be my angle measures. So if I look at my first 2 positive angles, my first one is 92 degrees. Well, I know it can't be in Q1 because Q1 is 0 to 90. And my next coordinate is like 91 through 180. So 92 is going to have to be in Q2. Or you could write quadrant 2, whichever one. My next one's 230. Again, it can't be in the first one. We have 0 to 90. My next quadrant's 90 to 180. And then my last one's 180 to 270. So 230 will be somewhere there. So this one will be in Q3. So quadrant 1, quadrant 3. Now my next 2 angle measures are negative. So remember, that just means I'm going to go the opposite way around the circle. And if I'm going the opposite way, we have 0, and then down at the bottom, we have negative 90, then negative 180, then negative 270, and then we're back to negative 360. So if I go negative 37, that's going to be in between 0 and negative 90. So that one is going to be in Q4. Q4. My last one, negative 106, that would be between 90 and negative 180, so this will be in Q3. All right, that is how you determine which quadrant your degree measures are in. Let's go ahead and look at your next example. Example 2 says determine the positive degree measure less than 360, the positive degree measure greater than 360, and the negative degree measure of the red angle below. So I'm going to start by labeling my coordinate plane a little bit. Remember, if I want to do a positive angle measure, we start with 0, we go up to 90, then we have 180, 270, and 360. I always start by labeling those because they give me a good idea of what's going on. And then we can use our little hash marks and stuff to figure it out more so. Remember, if you check your picture, we know we go from 0 to 90 in my first quadrant, Q1 here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 parts. And we already did this on the other slide, but 90 divided by 9 gives me 10. So each of my little tick marks goes up by 10. 10, 20, 30, so on and so forth. You don't have to label them all. And really the good part about figuring that out is I know for my positive angle measure, if I go from here, my initial side, all the way around, when I get to the other side of my x coordinate right here in this point here, we're at 180. And after 180, I go up by 10. So 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230. So my positive angle measure is going to be 230. Again, that first one is a positive angle measure less than 360 degrees. Really, it's just going clockwise around your triangle, or around your circle, and reading how many angles or how many degrees have passed. Now, to get the positive degree measure greater than 360, you're going to take whatever your original measure was. In our case, it was 230. And you're going to add 360 to it. So I'm doing 230 plus 360. That would give me 590 degrees. Now what that one is saying is if I started at my same initial side and I traveled all the way around my circle to 360 and then I kept going until I get back to that red line, that would be what my angle measure is 590 degrees. Sorry, my thing is sort of cluttered over there. All right, the last thing I need to figure out is what is my negative degree measure. So you have some options here. Really the easiest option is probably just to like use your circle again. If we have our red angle measures, remember to go a negative direction. I start at my initial side, but I travel clockwise. So we're gonna go this way. But we're not actually going that far. We're just gonna go from this point to my red line. So we just need to travel that far. So I know that my sort of key marks, we have 0, and then if I travel down, we have negative 90, negative 180, negative 270, and then we're back to negative 360. But we don't even need that many numbers because notice my line goes over to 90, and then we go 10, 20, 30, 40 more. So we have 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. So my final answer would be negative 130. All right, so that is your first and the first half of your second example. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. But other than that, thanks for watching.